Crossfire Sierra Squad feels like trash when you first start it up, but there are ways that we can fix that. Let's get into it. First and foremost, once you've finished the initial setup of the game, immediately open the menu. Next, go to settings in the bottom left hand side of the screen, the little cogwheel, and then navigate to the controls tab. Here there are a bunch of settings that you can either turn on or off, and really some of these should have been turned on by default. First, turn on auxiliary hand control. This makes it so that when you actually grip the gun at the front with your auxiliary hand or your offhand, it actually has some form of sway on how the weapon is manipulated. This makes the game feel a lot more realistic and immediately changes the overall feel of the game. Next, there's auxiliary hand effect. Just keep this at 100%. Next, you have left hand magnetic intensity, and this is basically where you wave your left hand or your auxiliary hand in front of the weapon, and at what point it will magnetize to gripping it. You then have to press grip anyway, but with this I just turn it to the absolute minimum. Next, we're going to move on to some aiming settings, which are very subjective, so change these based off of how you feel about them. So first and foremost, auto shouldering. This is basically when you pull your gun up to basically aim, whether or not it's going to snap to your shoulder and basically center the sights in your screen. Unfortunately, I find that this doesn't really make any difference to how the guns are handled, and there's no guns moving here, so it's just a jittery mess anyway. So I just turn it off. Next, we've got autoscope, and this basically only affects guns that have got an optic on them. When you bring the gun to your face, it will immediately zoom in if it's set to autoscope. I turn this off because just like with auto shouldering, it gives me the ability to switch in or out of it at will, and I much prefer that. Next, we have easy grenade. I have no idea what this does, so I just have it set on. Now, those settings are all you need to change to make Crossfire Sierra Squad feel so much better. In fact, it makes the game, in my eyes, playable. It's not going to improve your aim or how stable you are. That's just a skill issue, so get good.